Hello, friends. Welcome back to the show. I think we did it. Thank you so much for sticking with me and jumping over. I think this is a new link than what was up there earlier. So sorry about that. You know, you try to get everything set just right, and I've done this half a dozen times here on the channel. I've done this hundreds of times in other platforms, and you know, anything can happen. But I appreciate everybody sticking with me and jumping over to this link. I'm hoping that I didn't lose anybody, drop anybody in the cracks there. You know, if you're over on the other video, or you have a link to the other video, add a comment, tell people to come over to this one. Hi, Green Arrow. Just give me a quick thumbs up, or let me know if everybody's seeing this okay. Of course, I am Andy Knode, and this is our live stream. And this is for the episode Two-Face, a two-parter that that is my fifth favorite episode of all times. And I remember at some point thought, boy, this should be my second favorite episode just because of the pun. But it is my fifth favorite. Of course, as always, we have my wonderful co-host, Oswald Cobblecat, here to join us. Sorry, this is once again a Two-Face episode, not the your favorite penguin. So you're gonna have to bear with me. So, I feel like I just ran a marathon trying to troubleshoot and get everything there. We have Harvey Two-Face episode. Moods is here. Aye, we're back. Yes, we are back. Matthew McLean is here. Glitch Black, I see you over in the comments. So, again, thank you, everybody, for the patience. And that was so weird. It was just my camera was gone. The nameplate was in there. But apparently that's how things go. So what'll happen here, I'm just getting a few things situated, is we'll be watching the episode together. Of course, because of copyright, you'll need your own copy of the episode, either on a streaming service or a digital copy, or the DVDs or the Blu-rays should all sync up the same. And when we get ready, I will say 3, 2, 1, play. And then we will all click play or press play or say play into our Siri all at the same time and watch it together. And I will have a timer up here in the corner so that you can see where we're at in the episode in case you tune in late or your internet slows down and whatnot. So it should all sync up pretty well. And I've got mine set up, making sure I'm on part key portion. Make sure that you're on part 1 first. We have a few people here. I'm going to give a little bit more time for a few more people to show up. I do have water here in my Green Lantern glass, although he's getting a little faded. So let me know in the comments here, where does this episode rank for everybody? How do you guys like this episode? Is this one of your top 5? Great episodes this week. Yes, that's true. Andy, this is a great episode this week. Nice name, by the way. And Two-Face. That's a new one. Two-Face was definitely defeated the same way he was in Batman Forever with, no spoilers, Glitchkin Black, in case nobody's seen it, of course. I'm sure most of us have seen it, although I saw somebody in the comments saying that they've never seen that. David Patrick, what's up? Good to see you here. Sunshine Girl. Sorry you're late. You know what, Sunshine Girl? It's perfectly okay because we had some technical difficulties, and so we're just getting started. Favorite episode. Notes from Alexis. This is your favorite episode all times. Awesome. That's incredible. That's really cool. Early in my top 10, Rob is saying, Rob, good to see you. I actually just talked to Rob yesterday. We recorded a video chat talking about Batman the Animated Series and also filmmaking. He has a short film that he made now a year ago, Living in Crime Alley. I want to say Appointment in Crime Alley. That's the episode. Great Batman fan film. If you haven't checked it out, please go see it. But I'll be posting an edited version of our conversation. Maybe I'll post the whole thing. It was about an hour long. But we had a great time talking about Batman and filmmaking and the craft and how we got interested in Batman. It was really, really cool. So, Rob, thank you again for doing that with me. And that'll be posted here shortly on my channel. And I believe he's going to be posting it on his Instagram or something there as well. So keep an eye out for that coming up. So Yeah, we've got some Saeed Ryan top 5, definitely. It made an impact on me when I watched it when I was little. Yeah, this is one of those, again, that really delves into the backstory of Harvey Dent. And I'm amazed, and I'll say it again when we get to this point, but the way that the first episode develops is kind of surprising for the title. For those of you that have seen this episode know what I mean. For those that haven't, you'll soon find out. Smash up Moods, thank you so much. Moods telling everybody to smash a like, that certainly helps out and promotes this out to everyone. And also, if you're feeling really generous, I do have the super chat enabled where you can click on that and donate monetarily to the channel, and that money goes right back into the channel for these live streams and for equipment. No, it wasn't planned, but yes, the money will go to hopefully help glitches like the one that we started off with where I didn't have any video. Maybe I'll use the money to buy myself a new webcam. But certainly if you feel so inclined, feel free to donate to the channel, and I always appreciate that. Matthew McLean just reminded me, reminding you up top to have a Phantasm watch. Oh, yes, Matthew. Sorry, I was having trouble reading your message. But yes, having a watch along with Phantasm, that's a pretty good idea. I think that would be a great episode. I call it an episode, but it's really a movie. So, yes, so we got several people on here. So we're going to get started very shortly since we got a little bit of a late start here. Oops, let me get this back to the beginning. I don't know how I got into the episode. I must have left off somewhere in there. Let me get the timer up on the screen here. There we go. We got the timer up on the screen. Give me a little thumbs up there if you. Thank you, Sunshine Girl. Smash the like button like a Hulk. Phantasm watch along. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about in Phantasm. That would be a good one to watch and discuss as we go along. I am so flustered right now. I forgot to get my headphones ready to go here so that I can hear the audio of the episode and the audio won't go through the feed, so that we don't end up again having some copyright issues. We are, yeah, you know what? We're at we got 20 people watching right now. That's good enough for me. So here we go. Let me get my headphones going without any further ado. Here we go. Brad, no, you didn't miss it. We're just getting ready to get started right now. So get it queued up because we're going to start it here in 3, 2, 1, play. I need a little more volume there. We are, if you're watching on any sort of streaming service, do not click skip. The best part of these episodes, as usual, are the opening. David Patrick asking, have you watched the episode with the Riddler from Batman the Animated Series? I've seen all the episodes of Batman the Animated Series. There's a few different Riddler episodes. And if you haven't seen my reviews talking about it, Riddler's one of my favorite villains. And I feel like I wish they would have done more with the Riddler in these episodes. And that's why none of the Riddler episodes fall into my top 5, unfortunately, as much as I like the episodes. I see we have Joshua Knode is in the house. Joshua the Samurai is making an appearance. So Josh, if you and for anybody else, if you're just getting started, we are just getting started onto episode 1 of Two-Face. Right here's the timer going, so join us, watch along. Yeah, the Riddler is also Lionel Luthor. That's a good point. But we have Two-Face here. What was his name? Richard Mole, who I remember from Night Court, of all things, speaks for Two-Face and Harvey Dent, and does a great job of the two different voices. You're hearing both of the voices right now in the with the character. Roy, you're right. I wish there was more Riddlers. Yeah, Rob and I were talking about that yesterday, and that'll be in the video, how difficult it must have been to write for Riddler. He is a tough character to write for, to come up with riddles and have an intricate plot enough to catch people. You know, we talked about in this a couple of the episodes, but the sound effect that you just heard there with the coin flipping, which you hear throughout the episode, that's another one of those sound effects that really sticks with me, that really pops out and goes, that I can hear very vividly, and when I hear that, immediately it takes me back to Batman and the animated series. Richard Mole also speaks for the Bat Computer, so he was quite a recurring character throughout there. Joshua Knode, thank you so much. 99 cents and a little unicorn, rainbow unicorn. Thank you for the contribution. I guess the super chat button does work. Josh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Rob, that's a great question. Did they enhance the voice as Harvey or as Two-Face? It does have kind of that gravitas, voice, and that's a great question. I don't know if they did a lot of voice manipulation during this period of time, or if that was or if that was all through the throat. What do you guys think? In the comment section, do you think that they voice modified his Richard Mole's voice for Two-Face? Because they are very different. The two voices are very dynamically different. This episode is another one that really starts off well. One with the dream sequence, where you kind of just introduces this mystery of what's going on and the dual personality element in there, but also it jumps into this action, and it shows, we see Harvey Dent struggling in the dream world and being tormented, but then it jumps into the real life crime element as the district attorney, and is a great moment. Great shot of Batman there up on the rooftop. It's so simple, just a silhouette. Yeah, Joshua, that is correct. A lot of theater actors. Kevin Conroy was a huge theater Shakespearean actor, and when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense to go to theater actors to cast these shows, because theater actors traditionally have a very good control of their voice and can project for these houses and have a lot of resonance in their voices, and no tricks of singers, and as well no different tricks of how to place their voice in different resonating chambers in their head, and study voice quite a bit. And so for them to come into a voice acting realm and be able to display so much with their voice, again, because in theater the audience is so far away, you need to do so much acting with your voice, because subtle eye movements or turn of the head just don't translate on stage. So you are carrying those scenes a lot with their voice. So you see those actors pop up time and time again. A lot of traditional theater actors coming into play. Ooh, already starting to see the struggle of Harvey Two-Face coming to play here. Summer Gleason, the reporter, another recurring character, and Rupert Thorne. We talked about this in some of the past streams, but those reoccurring characters always kind of build that out a lot. Yeah, note from Alexis, the lighting is always so good in these episodes, and even this setting here with Rupert Thorne, like really kind of the dramatic, heavy shadowed look of these episodes just really kind of set the move well. Glitchin' Black, the only complaint I have, barely see the episode. It depends on what you won't be able to watch the episode if I'm understanding your question correctly. All that I'm showing here is just the time code of the episode, not the full episode, because of copyright. So you, in order to watch along, you'll have to be playing your own episode if that's what you're referencing, whether it's on DVD or Blu-ray or anything like that. YouTube won't allow me to broadcast the episodes for everybody to watch. Yeah, Matthew McLean, Richard Mole getting the part of Dent and Two-Face. Yeah, because that has to be part of it to be able to do the two voices. Kevin Conroy, when he was cast, I had heard, maybe this isn't true, but I had heard that it was his idea to do two different voices for Batman and Bruce Wayne. And so that wasn't necessarily part of the role, but I think for Dent and Two-Face, certainly that had to have been part of the plan. Moods, yeah, you're right. The flute in these themes, and we talk about it a lot, but the themes that they use for these characters, and each character having their own musical score worked into these episodes are great, and you hear those threaded throughout the episodes, and that's something that is done a lot in movies, but not done often in animated shows and in TV shows in general, but especially animated shows. A lot of that, especially anymore, a lot of that music is stock music that they just kind of lay into these episodes and match the mood as best they can. But in episodes like this, I mean, it was a full orchestra score for each of these episodes, and kind of amazing. Brad, you're absolutely right. Uh, the Brad, interesting that. Sorry, I lost your comment there. Both episodes have a nightmare in it, but from different characters, which is really true. And I think that the fact, and I talked about this in my initial review, the fact that they have two episodes for Two-Face, and they are very much split. And I don't want to give any spoilers if you haven't seen this, but we'll talk about it coming forward. But the episodes are done as a duality in themselves, which is really, really pretty cool. Matthew McLean, I agree. The reveal of Two-Face in Dark Knight could have been better. Still, one of my top favorite movies of all time, The Dark Knight. But when I think of it, I think of the Joker. I think of Heath Ledger. Not that the Two-Face character wasn't done, but it was very much a supporting character. I'm sort of a mixed mind because two minds, because I'm glad that they didn't split the movie between the two characters, Joker and Two-Face, and he very much is just a supporting character and carries his own storyline. But I do agree that it's kind of quick how he's revealed, and doesn't get a lot of screen time, and then obviously not probably won't be back for a sequel, so that's kind of a bummer too. But David asking, what is the best scene in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin? Batman Forever is I have very fond memories of that, and that has to be one of my favorite nostalgic movies, just because I remember seeing that as a kid. And favorite scenes, I think there's a lot that kind of stand out to me, but certainly the moment when Riddler and Two-Face meet each other in Two-Face's lair, that scene was very stuck out to me. And I think because I remember seeing that as a clip on, I think, Entertainment Tonight or something when the movie was first coming out. It was something that got me excited right off the bat. Batman and Robin, that's a tough one. That movie is so campy and so ridiculous. it's hard to pick a favorite scene from that, but I do enjoy Arnold Schwarzenegger chewing the scenery and a lot of that, and I think he really played into that, which was fun. Brian Parks, welcome. Good to see you. I do have the timer up here. Again, not the full episode. This is just the timer so that you can be able to catch up on your own, watching off of your own Blu-ray or DVD, so that you can see where we're at. But we're just getting started. We had a little rough start, but we're just getting underway on episode 1 of the two-parter of Two-Face. I mean, listen to that music. That's even a very sultry film noir kind of feeling to there. Rob, good line. Caffeine will kill you. That's a good one. Yes, Joshua, you're right. Tommy Lee Jones, really, he tried. He gave a valiant effort. Who would have liked to see? I'm blanking on his name from Tim Burton Batman. The Harvey Dent, Lando Calrissian. Help me out. What's his name? I would have liked to see the version of Two-Face that he would have played. That would have been fun. Brian Parks, easy. Dark Knight. The first one. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Timer went away there a second. All right, David Patrick, what's your best Warner Brothers movie from 2001? Billy D. Williams, thank you. Jeez, oh, I knew it was so obvious, but yeah, who would have liked to see Billy D. as Two-Face? And that would have been like a fun guest appearance in Batman Returns. George, greetings from Mexico City. Thank you. Thanks for joining us from Mexico City. We have the timer up. If you're just popping in, you can catch up. We're watching Two-Face. Of course, this will be available in replay if you want to go back and watch it after the fact as well. David, Osmosis Jones. I've never seen that. Jose, yeah. 25th anniversary of Batman Forever. That's right. And rest in peace, Joel Schumacher. Yeah, he gets a lot of blame for that episode, for that movie, and I don't agree with that, because I think he accomplished exactly what he wanted to accomplish. Now you can say that's not your taste, or that's not what you wanted to see, or you wanted to see more Tim Burton, but truly he did exactly what he wanted to and brought a comic book to life. The attention, again, the attention to detail in these episodes, like even just this sequence of getting into a car, Batman flying through the city, not flying, swinging through the city, and the Batman theme coming in. I mean, it's such a cinematic sequence. Batman on top of trucks and jumping from truck to truck to try to get into the vehicle. It's so cool, and it's a lot of fun to see those moments done in an animated form. Sorry, David. No, I've never seen Osmosis Jones. Maybe I'll add it to my watch list. Good for you, Roy. Yeah, I like the Schumacher films. I like Batman Forever more than Batman and Robin. I kind of have to be in the right mood to watch Batman and Robin, but Batman Forever and Rob and I were talking about this in our chat. Like, I just have such fond memories of watching that, and I think I was right in that sweet spot. I want to say I was 14, 15 or something like that when that came out. So I was like, it was a big Hollywood popcorn blockbuster movie. And I was a huge fan of Jim Carrey to begin with. So like for him to be in there, it was great fun. Really enjoyed those movies. Green Arrow. I didn't know that. Green Arrow is saying they have planned for Batman Returns having Catwoman scarred him to become Two Face, but it was scrapped. Interesting. That's an interesting kind of take on that. Yeah, and it's always that's always the struggle with some of those movies is like a lot of ideas go into there, and not all of them can make it. That's right. Thank you, Josh. And we went together. I'm sure. Yeah, that was me, you, and Danny went to see that, and yeah, I attribute that movie with how I got into acting because I came home and wanted to be a superhero, I wanted to be Batman, and realized I couldn't do that. So it made me start going, maybe I could be an actor. And they do another subtle thing here in these episodes where even in the animation is that you can see uh yes, his voice is different when he's talking for Harvey or Two-Face, but also his facial expression changes, and you can see him just slowly becoming Two-Face uh, just by his face changing before, and the lighting changes a little bit just before anything happens. And it's just such a nice, subtle moment, but very cool. Sunshine Girl. That's fine. You can think his voice is hot. It is pretty hot. I'll agree with that. Brian Parks, Joker from Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah, that's so tough. I mean, Heath Ledger gets a lot of credit for that, and he deserves every bit of it, which is good, and won the Oscar for that. Totally deserved that. My favorite. It's hard to say if it's my favorite, because there's been so many great actors that have played Joker, and to say that Heath Ledger is my favorite means that I would have to rank him above Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill's a great animated Joker. And then you go Jack Nicholson, such a classic Joker. There's just so many good Joker. I don't know. That's a tough one. He's definitely up there. Who's everybody else's favorite Joker performer? Yeah, they can, the physical scars, and I think, look at the rain running down the window there, so cool. Um, but and they have this kind of matte painting revealing the thunder flash, lots of influences from the old Universal monster movies, and to me the mirror line there reminds me of the Joker. Speaking of Joker, but reminds me of the Joker reveal in Batman. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. He's another one that was just incredible. And they're, I mean, the takes on the Joker are so different. And I want to say they do a great job of casting them. The great first reveal of Two Face there, and this is what I was talking about. Here we are, the end of the first episode, and we is the first reveal of Two Face in his self-titled episode. To me, I think that's a huge choice, because remembering when they played these episodes that it was a they never played them in order. They were just sort of randomly playing as they went. Let me just get this situated here. And we'll just take a small intermission waiting for before we start the next episode. So just hang tight. Give us a chance to discuss it a little bit, and then we'll start up episode 2. If you're just joining us, we're just between episode 1 and 2. But the ending of episode 1, I think that is one of the greatest moments for a cartoon, and I think brave of them to go, here's an episode called Two-Face, and you don't actually see Two-Face, obviously Harvey's in there, until the very end. And I think that creates this really cool duality of first episode focusing on Harvey Dent, second episode focusing on Two-Face, which I think was a really cool choice. Let me just take a look here at some of the comments. Roy, the Scream, very iconic. Brian, yes, I have seen Shazam. Great movie. Alex, something about the animated series Two-Face that always bothered me was that beyond one other episode, his vendetta under Thorn is never brought up again. That's true. Yeah. I mean, it certainly was kind of the motivator in this episode, but did not. But they didn't really carry that on too much beyond that. That's a great point. Yeah. Again, talking about taking care of your voice, Josh. Yeah, that scream, that would be a last take of the day. Let's get that scream on take. And a lot of those, scream that may have been a Foley thing, and not even could have been a scream that they had in the can from other things there. Sunshine Girl. Be careful with that phone. If you sneeze, that could go anywhere. Just catching up on some of the comments here. Yeah. Again, Heath Ledger getting a lot of votes as favorite Joker. Jedi Squidward, we're just between the episodes. We had a little late start, but if you're just tuning in, we are just getting ready to start Two-Face Part 2 in just a moment. Again, I'll have the timer up here as we go. So you came at a perfect time. I see a lot of new people jumping on right now, which is great. So again, we're doing a live watch along because of copyright. I can't play the episode for you, but we can watch it together. So if you have a DVD or a streaming service or the Blu-ray discs, we can queue it up together. And when we're getting ready to watch part 2, I'll say 3, 2, 1, play, and we'll play the episode together so that we're all synced up. And as long as it's close, I'll have the timer here so you get an idea where we're at. But I'm not making any like minute by minute or second by second analogies of the episode. And honestly, our conversation kind of goes all over the place as we're watching this. We're talking a lot about Joker and Batman Forever, which I'm willing to talk about Batman Forever all day long. So let me get my episode here queued up. It always seems to give me a little bit of trouble when I'm trying to play the next episode for some reason. Get that linked up here. How's everybody doing? Is everybody ready to get started with the second episode? I don't want to take too long in between. Brett Spiner voiced Joker in Young Justice. That would be cool. I saw some of Young Justice, not all of it, but good show. I would have liked to see more of that. Rob, yeah, you're right. There you go again. Cesar Romero. Can't forget about him. I mean, what a great performance as the Joker. Samuel, perhaps I could do a Superman the Animated Series watch along if that's something that people are interested in. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're getting ready to start episode 2 of Two-Face in just a few seconds here. I see a lot of people jumping on right now, so I don't want to take up too much time. Again, you can comment, ask questions. share observations, and please, if there's questions that I'm missing, feel free to jump in there and ask those questions. Help me out, because there's a lot of people on here, which is great, and I see a lot of comments flying through here pretty fast. Again, I do have super chat enabled. If you're so inclined to donate any money to the channel, that money goes right back into the channel to help buy new equipment and to help add more value and lighting and microphones and all those kinds of things, promotion, all those kinds of things to the channel. So if you enjoy what I'm doing here on the channel, and particularly these live streams, please, if you find it so in your heart, to hit that super chat button and $1, $2, whatever you want to donate, I'll give you a special shout out, and is always appreciated. So here we go. I'm going to get started here. Episode 2. Is everybody ready? Give me a little thumbs up if you're ready to go. Let me get one more drink of water. And episode 2 of Two-Face, the exciting conclusion of the two-part story. Here we go. And in 3, 2, 1, play. Starting off again with the opening sequence. Can't miss that. Don't wanna miss out on. I honestly don't think I could ever get sick of watching this opening sequence, and so much detail goes into that, and obviously that's something that they can reuse over and over. Jason's here, my other brother. Wow, we got the whole family here. Good to see you. And Josh has some emojis here. I believe that's an emoji of somebody dabbing, if that's how the kids say that. Yeah, Roy, that scream. And again, they ending the episode on a very emotional note, to see his Harvey Dent's girlfriend, fiance, coming in there, is quite a emotional point. Here's a little recap. If you missed episode 1, you get to watch that. Yes, thank you, Jason. Nice shirt. This shirt actually was Jason, my brother, or Danny, as we call him, and it shrunk in the wash or something, and so I benefited. He donated it, gave it to me, so it makes an appearance here on the show once in a while. And I do have a couple of world famous comic books over here on the screen, just off screen on the shelf here. So yeah, Sunshine Girl, it's a family reunion. This is the only way we see each other, is when I do live streams, and it's nice because I get to do all the talking. Typically when we're in person, I'm not I take that back. I do a lot of talking when we're together too. Another little tie in there on the apartment door, 222. The Archie twins. Yeah, Jason, this is a large, supposedly. I usually wear medium or small, and this shirt fits me great. So, your loss, my gain. Yeah, notes from Alexis. Great point. Even the flipping of the coin is so well animated. Oh, and I just realized I don't have the timer up here. There we go. Sorry about that. Had the timer missing. So the timer is now up here where we're at in the episode if you need to get caught up. Clint Eastwood was going to play Two-Face. He probably would have just shot Batman. You're talking about in the, was he going to play in the 60s Batman? That would have been cool. That's right. Rob Paulson is one of the Archies. Yeah, you hear Rob Paulson. I'm surprised he didn't have he was so busy doing so many other shows during this time, but he pops up in little cameos. He's probably just walking through the studio and they're like, "Hey Rob, can you read this line real quick?" That's so wild. That would have been wild. Clint Eastwood as Two-Face in the 60s Batman. But I do think William Shatner as Two-Face in the animated 60s Batman movie, that's a mouthful, but he did great. He really, you can tell he had some fun with that. Tarji, you knew about that? That he was going to play that? That would have been wild. I'm surprised Two-Face wasn't in the original 60s Batman. Uh, yeah, maybe he would have been too scary, or I don't know. But he was just the right kind of campy, gimmicky sort of pun-filled villain that they would have needed in the show. Mickey Dolenz was one of the twins. And Arthur and Tick? I didn't know that. Love Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees. Yeah, Josh, you're right. Shatner did great in the 60s show, but also that, or not 60s show, the 60s Batman movie, which I was surprised, both of those movies, how good they are. And they're done in the style of the 60s show. If you haven't seen those, I highly recommend them. But they also kind of elevated it. It's what they would have done with the 60s show if they had more of a budget, I think. And it was really good. Sorry, Green Arrow. I got the timer up there now. Yeah, I turned it off in between the episodes, and then maybe I shouldn't do that because I always forget to put it back up. Kind of a haunting image here too. And again, dealing with the emotion, Batman. That's a haunting dream there. Batman making the connection, Bruce thinking of how he couldn't save Harvey, and and then connecting that with not being able to save his parents as if that was his fault is really, really neat. And I think that's one of the things that I really enjoyed about the Two-Face character, is that idea of him, not being able to cope with Batman not being able to cope with his responsibility in creating. And they kind of dipped into that in the Batman Forever movie, but not to this level, which I think is that little speech by Bruce Wayne there is really good. Yeah. Yeah, notes from Alexis. The moment of thinking of your parents, not only being disappointed in him not saving them, but not being able to save Harvey Dent. Like, oof, yeah, salt in the wounds. You got it right. Yeah, and it's those kind of emotional moments. A lot of people talking about those that dream of like those kind of emotional arcs that they put into these episodes just were not done. I mean, I can't think of many other episodes, I mean, other shows that animated shows geared towards kids that dealt with that kind of emotion. I mean, there are certainly cartoons, particularly in the '80s. There was a lot of cartoons that had action and adventure and kind of those kind of stories, but the emotion side, dealing with death and guilt and loss and those kind of elements that you didn't see that in these shows. Maladoi. Sorry, what's your name? Maladoi Rusek. Hi, sorry. Didn't mean to mispronounce your name. Greetings from Poland. Wow, thank you for joining us. What time is it over in Poland right now? I know we have a few people from the UK. So good to see people from all over the world joining us for these live streams. Batman, the world communicator. Now that you said it, I do hear a little Mickey Dolenz in there. Green Arrow had a Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face costume years ago. Oh, that would have been cool. That's great, great cosplay. Wow, it's late, Melody. Thank you for staying up. That's a good point, Roy. I think that, yeah, these cartoons, I mean, they deal with kind of some emotional elements more than some of the live action shows. I mean, Gotham, as a Batman show. Sorry, you're going to see Oswald is walking in front of walking across the desk, so the camera might be shaking here. Come on, you can come on my lap. Say hi to everybody. Here we go. Oswald once again making another appearance. He's feeling very neglected right now as I'm on this live chat. I guess that he needs to make an appearance in here. He's got hair all over the place. It is right now, the time here is almost 6 p.m. So it's still early in the evening for me. Connor, Jackson, could not agree more. Mine as well. Batman the Animated Series. That's why I started with reviewing this show for my channel, because it is by far, I mean, I say it's my favorite animated show of all times, but it's in my top 10 of favorite shows of all time. And again, like, look at this animation where we have, I'm pointing to where I'm watching it, of his face that they did like a painting of for some of those still frames, and really, again, taking some leaps in the animation just to show another iconic hero pose of Batman there coming in the doorway. But they show a lot of talent in doing a matte painting like that, not a matte painting, but a painting, frame painting of that, to show the detail in his scarred face. In a cartoon is pretty brave, because I'm surprised some of that got by the censors. Yeah, the transition back to the Batcave with the coin flips, good. Alexis, is that? Alex Lemons, is that right? Rupert Thorne disappeared after this until Mystery of the Batwoman. I know he was in a lot of the earlier, or in more of the early episodes, but I didn't realize that he didn't make another appearance until then. That's wild. Wow, moods. Yeah, it's a show that, and I've mixed feelings about, they're rebooting a lot of these shows from the 80s and 90s. Animaniacs, by the way, the reboot is good. I do enjoy that. They're talking about Tiny Toons. There's part of me that's like, boy, I would really like to see them reboot Batman the Animated Series, but I just don't think it would be the same. And when you have a show that's this good, as much as I would like to see more episodes, I think, personally, me, and all of you can disagree with me if you want, I would rather just them keep playing these old episodes than playing new, because they're timeless. I mean, here we go. Moods saying they just discovered this last year and it's one of their favorite shows. You're so right. Like, the show just holds up. So it was, it was so good to see it year after year after year, and I don't know if they could do it any better to make it now. My opinion. I don't know. Let me know if you agree. All right. Melody, good night. Thanks for joining us. I know it's late. Good luck with your e-lessons tomorrow. But thanks for stopping by for a little bit. You can always watch this episode later with us. It won't be live, of course, but you'll be able to watch it back and join us that way. But thanks for stopping in. I'm with you, Roy. I can watch this over and over again. It's just it never gets old. It never gets tiring. And there's and Rob and I again were talking about this yesterday, that like you can watch these episodes over and over again and see new details and watch them at a different point in your life and see new things or connect with different points of the show. Roy, I haven't watched a lot of or read a lot of the Batman the Animated Series comic books. When they were first coming out, I know they're coming out with new ones now, but when they were first coming out, I was very hooked onto a lot of the other comics at the time, and thought, I want to watch this as a cartoon. I want to see comics as comics, but I've heard a lot of good things. I've read some of them, but Puny Goddess, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Good, Sunshine Girl, popcorn, good choice. I love this again. I think that I don't know if they borrowed some inspiration of his hideout in Batman Forever, but I love the idea of him having a room divided in half, and there's something very Phantom of the Opera-esque about it, with the drape over half of his face is very cool. Yeah, it's a great tie-in to Rob, to have Casino, him in a casino, and Chance, and how that ties into the flip of the coin. And the dialogue in this scene is really, really well written. The way that we have these two characters that once were very connected and obviously in love and wanting to get married, and them on different pages. She still loves him. She loves Harvey. She loves who he is and what he can be. And he's so stuck on, oh, I'm now this monster and this creature. And I love that sigh. The welling up of the tears. So many details. And for her to still be in love with him is great. And then Thorn shows up. Josh, dichotomy is a big word for me now. Yeah, definitely some Phantom of the Opera. And especially, again, Phantom of the Opera going back to the original, the silent film. I think it was a silent film. With the Universal monsters, before becoming musical and all that kind of stuff. But that original kind of monster movie, Phantom of the Opera, there's a lot of similarities in this as you go. Samuel, well, good luck on your finals. I hope that we're not distracting you too much as you're studying for your finals. Good luck. What are your finals in? Brian, favorite DCEU movie? That's a good one. I really like, I think Wonder Woman and Aquaman are I think really hit the right tone between those two. I mean, I'm especially excited about the next Wonder Woman to see how they further that. But I think those two really, as far as live action DC animated, it's just coming out of my mouth. As far as live action DC movies, I think those are my favorite. What's your favorite? Notes from Alexis. I thought the same thing when the twins fall out of the doorway. When I was a kid, I thought they were dead. I don't know if that's supposed to be the case, or if that's just how it's animated, or they're supposed to be knocked out. But typically, if you're knocked out, I don't know. That's weird. And I always, every time I see that scene, I picture like they're gonna fall over and see like batarangs in their back or something. But Batman doesn't really kill people, so I can't imagine that that's what he did. I don't know. Yeah, it is very possible, and I that they would reboot Batman the animated series, and I would be right there to watch it. But I would be, I will eat my own words if it's better or just as good as this show, because there's a lot to be said about the time that this show was made and what they were doing uh, in those standards and the techniques. I mean, I'm a huge fan of hand drawn animation to begin with, and for a show like this, a lot of the hand drawn animation shows, like true hand drawn animated shows, are not done to this scale, and and even those they use a lot of computers to reinforce that. And the techniques have just changed. So I know they would do that with this show. I have a cat hair in my beard, I think, and it keeps tickling me. And as much as I would like to see what they would do with the stories, obviously it would be new writers, there'd be new influences, there'd be new elements. It would be like trying to capture magic in a bottle again. I don't know. Shazam was good too, Brian. I did enjoyed that as well. Yeah, Alex, wishing that they did more carryover from the comics. They borrowed from a lot of the stories from the comic books. Yeah, this is the scene that Rob was talking about. That I think it was Rob, maybe it was somebody else, that they used that same scene in Batman Forever. Which, again, remember, Batman Forever came out after this. I think, yeah, Batman Forever came out after this. So to borrow a scene like that, I'm sure that was an influence, whether it was a directly taking from that or not. Nice, Rob. I read your comment, Rob, as he was saying that line. That was good. I love the way the strings come in. I mean, again, they wouldn't do that. Just to, if they were to reboot the show, they would not use a full orchestra. Cost just wouldn't allow it. But at this time, there was fewer shows, and for them to come in and do this to this scale, it was available to do. And watching these episodes back again, it is still, they just continue to amaze me at how well they hold up after all these years. JT is reborn. Sorry you couldn't join us, but this will be up, and so you'll be able to watch this coming forward. I'm going to make a little deal. I'll see if it works or not. But we are going to do another live stream next Wednesday, and I'm kind of I have a toss up between a couple of different episodes. I wanted to watch my top 5 favorite episodes of Batman the Animated Series, but if you have a suggestion for what we should watch next, if you send a super chat of any amount with a suggestion of what episode we should watch next week, the first one that comes through, we will watch that. Batman, I'll say DC animated world. If it's a Superman episode or Batman Beyond, or I would say those are fair game. So Batman the Animated Series, The New Adventures of Batman, Superman the Animated Series, or the first 2 seasons of Batman Beyond. For next week, if you send a super chat before the end of this broadcast, then I will take that pick. If not, I'll pick one of my own. That's fine too. But if you have an episode that you'd really like to see, just send a super chat with that suggestion. First one that comes through, I will we'll do that episode, and then maybe I'll add the other ones to a list. But for sure, we want to do that. Did I feel Batgirl Returns was a fitting last episode? Um, it felt abrupt. It didn't feel like the episode, like the show really ended, had a real finale, I guess, in that sense. Hey, Roy, good. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time for sure. Yeah, I'm going to stick on just for a few more minutes, doing a little bit of Q&A. If anybody has any questions or you want to send a super chat suggesting what our next watch along next Wednesday will be, I've got some Christmas stuff planned, but if you have a suggestion for next week, we'll do that if it's attached to a super chat. Any amount, doesn't have to be, you don't have to. It won't cost you $20. Samuel. Oh, good. I'm glad that it was a soothing for you to watch, listen to this as you study. Hey, maybe that's a new thing I should start. I'll just talk while people study. $2. Matthew McLean, Mask of the Phantasm. You got it. We're gonna do that next week. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the suggestion. You win. We're gonna watch Batman: Mask of the Phantasm for next week's super chat. Moods is agreeing with that, and Sunshine warming up McChicken. Great. Puny Goddess. Great movie. So there you go. We've had several people suggesting that, and good pick. Good pick. It's a little bit longer, not a whole lot longer. Wow, Rob, thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. And it's the same episode, so you win too. Mask of the Phantasm. We're doing that. We're doing that next week. So thank you so much for the donation and for adding to that. That was fun. That's so funny. The first two that came through were in fact the same suggestion. So we're going to do that next Wednesday, whatever the date is for that. I don't. Let's see. That'd be the 16th. Is that right? We'll be doing the watch long. It is a little bit longer. I think that, what is it? 80 minutes or something like that. So we'll do the same time so that we can put that in there and fit it in. So we can, and hopefully I'll have all the technical things played out. So who'd have played Two-Face in the 60s series? We were talking about that earlier, Andy. I guess Clint Eastwood was on deck to play that, which would have been fun. Let's see, I wanted to see a better fist fight with Two-Face and Thorn. Yeah, Green Arrow. Who do you think would win if they, in real duking it out? Rob, 78 minutes. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, that'll be good. So yeah, plan for that. It may take a little bit longer as we watch that, but we'll do it the same way we've been watching these shows. So I think that's a good pick. What's your favorite Poison Ivy story from the comics? Ooh, good question. And I don't know if I have a good answer for you. I don't have a lot of Poison Ivy comics. I'm trying to think if there's a story that sticks out to me. And to be honest with you, I'm not a huge Poison Ivy fan to begin with. So, I wish I could give you a good answer. But anybody else have a good Poison Ivy storyline from the comics? Let me know. Sunshine Girl, happy birthday. Birthday in 10 days. Abazur, thoughts on Batman Brave and the Bold? I love it. I love that show. And again, a very different show from Batman the Animated Series, but I still really enjoy it. It is because it's campy and because they have the introduction of the other heroes and Batman teaming up with other people, and it has kind of a more of a fun kind of vibe to the episodes. So yeah, I in fact I just recently over the last year or so rewatched those episodes, a few episodes here and there as I went, and consider doing a review of those episodes on here on the channel. But there's just not as much to talk about or break down as episodes like Batman. But I do really enjoy it. Maybe I should do a video to incorporate that as well. Matthew McLean sending another super chat, $5. This is to beat Rob. Well, okay. So we're having a little friendly competition in there. Thank you, Matthew. That very kind of you. Very kind of you to put that in there as well. Wow, I'm blown away at the contributions. I certainly was not expecting that kind of level of donations, but I very much appreciate it. Matthew McLean, Rob Eiling, thank you so much for your donations. And that goes right back into the channel, as I mentioned. Glitchin' Black, can we watch Heart of Ice the week after we watch Phantasm? So Heart of Ice, we watched the episodes. Are you talking about Deep Freeze, the movie Deep Freeze? Is that what it's called? No, not Deep Freeze. What's the Mr. Freeze movie? Again, Sub-Zero, Batman Sub-Zero. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about the episode Heart of Ice? Just reading through there. It'd be great if we got a show set between New Adventures of Batman and Beyond, New Adventures and Beyond. You know, that's a great point. Oh, Alex, and I'll kind of touch on that a little bit. I think that would be the secret to doing a reboot, is not doing a bunch of the original stories, not doing the same kind of thing, but what about doing a new series, whether it be, I would love to see that period of time of Batman before he became Beyond or before he retired, kind of a later years Batman. That would be really cool. I think that would make for a great series. So why it would be really cool to see a series like that, and I think that could work as a reboot. That could be something that we could that I could get behind. Brian, I see. Are you excited for Christmas? Yes, I absolutely am. That's very sweet, Sunshine Girl. I appreciate it. If you had money, I give it to. I appreciate that, and certainly I don't want to make anybody feel bad if you're not able to donate. I certainly understand that, and I'm not. I don't want anybody to feel bad if they can't or not able to donate, but if you can, that is, and that helps, benefits everybody. Brad Ladner, Burn the Avengers shirt. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the $10. That is quite a donation, and I appreciate that. Unfortunately, no, I can't just be burning my clothes. As much as I appreciate the donation, I won't be burning any shirts. Although maybe that would make a great episode of me burning shirts. I am a huge DC fan, and I've always been more of a DC fan than the Marvel. But I am also a Marvel fan, and I do enjoy the Avengers. And also, Brad, if you didn't know this, I'm in the original Avengers movie, so I have a little bit of a connection to that. So appreciate the donation, but sorry, I can't burn the shirt. I think I'm gonna wrap up here. Just seeing if there's Connor Jackson. Merry Christmas to you as well. I will see you before Christmas with some more. We are going to be watching Batman Mask of the Phantasm next week. Thank you, Matthew and Rob, for your donations and suggestions to do that. And as always, thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of this live stream, for jumping in and offering your comments. And this is great fun. I always enjoy doing this. And we'll continue doing this as long as people are having fun watching these. And it's always fun putting these together. And obviously this will be available after this if you want to watch this back, if you didn't get a chance to see all of the episode. But again, thank you so much for watching. And I hope everybody out there stays healthy and happy and are enjoying the holidays, even though it's a little bit different this year. But find new ways of reaching out to your family and friends and telling them how much you care about them and how much you enjoy them. And I will see you all very soon. Bye for now.